What if Ruby was in The Land Before Time 5, The Mysterious Island, Part 2? Chomper asked Ruby to close her eyes, to which she did, being led forward. With the go-ahead to open them, Ruby gasped, for all around her, growing in great abundance, were sweet bubbles, enough to last her a lifetime. They're still your favorite, right? Yes, you remembered. Of course, I remembered everything you said to me, Ruby. How is it you can talk Leaf Eater? I don't know. It took me a while to learn Sharptooth. Had my dad pulling his teeth out. Thank you, Chomper. This is wonderful. Ruby took him in her hold and hugged him. You are wonderful. I think you are more wonderfuler. Well, not fuller, just that you're really great. Taking hands, Ruby swayed and Chomper kept up, the pair dancing among the lush cluster of sweet bubbles as the yellow dots hung around. Unsure about moving closer to her, Chomper flushed when Ruby leaned her head atop his own, letting out a deep, soft sigh of content. You should get back to the others before Sarah thinks I've eaten you. I don't want to leave you. It's okay. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Okay. Good night. Without a second thought, Ruby kissed Chomper's cheek. Oh, I'm sorry. That was too forward. Too forward, that was. Good night. Again, she leaned in and kissed him. Oh, I need to go. Flushed, Ruby dashed off back to the smelly flowers, leaving a stunned Chomper. Chomper's face turned red, and his tiny clawed hand reached up, brushing at the area Ruby's beak pecked on him. A large toothy grin crossed his muzzle, and he strolled slowly along, never realizing just how beautiful the island really was. So many times out there, I'd watched a happy pair of lovers walking in the night. They had a kind of glow around them. It almost looked like heaven's light. I knew I'd never know that warm and loving glow, though I might wish with all my might. No face as hideous as my face was ever meant for heaven's light. But suddenly an angel has smiled at me and kissed my face without a trace of fright. I dared to dream that she might even care for me, and as I sing this song tonight, my cold dark island seems so bright. I swear it must be heaven's light. Happy, unaware of where he was going, Chomper stopped short, sniffing the air, noticing a strange, new, unfamiliar scent. A set of footprints led around the island, a set that did not belong to either of his parents. Chomper could do one or two things. One, tell his parents of the danger, or two, find out who was invading their turf and threaten not only himself, but his friends. Ruby's life. Being small, Chomper moved easily, seeing a large male Sharptooth who tracked where he and his friends had been earlier. If the male followed it for too long, he'd find the gang among the cluster of smelly flowers. Hey! Chomper jumped out of hiding. Why are you here? The male spun and smiled when he saw Chomper. So, you're the little biter Redclaw told me of. Redclaw? Why did he send you here? To get you. I did get distracted by the wonderful aroma of leaf eaters. You stay away from them. I'm Brutus, and I hate it when someone comes between me and my meal. I'm not scared of you." "Good." With a swing of his tail, Chomper ducked and lunged to bite his leg. "Ouch, you little pest!" Unhitching his jaw, Chomper ran to lead him from the trail. Brutus stormed after Chomper, the ground shaking and causing him to stumble and trip. Still, Chomper tried to keep moving. Out of the corner of his eye, Chomper saw the mighty tail swing his way. Struck, Chomper's body was slammed into the trunk of the tree, knocking the wind from his lungs. Unable to get air, he collapsed and slowly passed out. When Chomper came to, he saw Brutus standing upon the beach, looking across the big water. "Where's that blasted land path?" "It won't appear for a few days." Chomper sat up, discovering vines kept him from moving. "So now what?" "Well, you are going to stay here while I go find those leaf eaters." "No, don't you hurt them!" "Defending food. No wonder Red Claw wants you dead. Can't have such a crazy carnivore among the mysterious beyond." Unable to go far, Chomper watched in utter horror as Brutus darted into the jungle. Searching his surroundings, Chomper noticed a rock, shifting his body to reach it. Once he got it in his hands, he worked to cut the vines from his wrists. They snapped, and he cut the ones upon his feet with his claws, rising and running for all he was worth to reach up to Brutus. Coming upon the smelly flowers, the area had been mowed down. Chomper dropping to his knees, thinking of the worst scenario. Then he turned when a shrill scream sounded off. "Ruby!" Picking himself up, Chomper ran and arrived just in time, Brutus backing the gang toward a ledge that overlooked the big water. Baring his fangs, Chomper bit Brutus's tail, being lifted and swung about. When it was clear Chomper wasn't letting go, Brutus opened his jaw and snap! Chomper released in time, Brutus biting upon his own tail, roaring out in both frustration and pain. On the earth, Chomper avoided being stepped on, rising to come between Brutus and the gang. Brutus laughed and loomed over him, preparing to attack, until... "Get away from our son!" It was Chance and Charity, Chomper's parents. Chance charged Brutus first, standing his own against the large male, who cuffed him across the face, slapping him with a hit of his tail. Chance was sent to the earth. Charity was up next, circling with the male, sizing him up before she attacked. Biting upon his neck, Charity drew back when he cut her across the face, followed by a gash across her leg. Unable to remain upright, she dropped and was struck harshly across the face, sent to the earth. "Mom! Dad!" Chance, enraged that Brutus hurt his mate, swung and struck him with a powerful hit that caused Brutus to stagger, tripping over his own 2 feet. Skidding across the earth, the kids split, running to avoid being hit. Chomper gasped when the tail grabbed him around the waist, dragging him over the ledge. Charity rose and cried out for her son, helpless to save him. The gang peered down, and Ruby, without hesitation or a single word, jumped and dove in after him. "Has she lost her mind?" "Well, he jump, she jump, I suppose." "Ruby!" Under the water, Ruby swam toward the tail that held Chomper, biting it with her beak, freeing and helping Chomper to the surface. They burst through, Chomper kicking his legs, staying afloat beside Ruby. The gang and Sharpteeth above cheered, glad to see she saved him. Then Brutus rose and tried to bite them, the pair swimming farther from him, the male sinking out of sight. They still weren't in the clear, for a fin appeared over the surface, coming toward them. "Ruby, why'd you dive in? You'll be killed!"
"It was worth it. I'm just sorry that we're both about to die."
"I'd rather die now than live a lifetime without ever seeing you again."
"Oh, Chomper."
She lifted his face and her beak touched his muzzle, the pair sharing what they guessed would be their first and last kiss. Slowly Chomper melted and leaned in, placing his arms around her, holding her close. The rest of the world, the danger, everything faded away. It was just them, the two of them, No matter if they were different, she were prey, he a predator. In that brief moment, they were equals, two lonely hearts that were one. Caught up in the bittersweet embrace, they sat back when they realized they were no longer treading water, but were on the back of some large swimmer. Oh, what an odd pair, a Sharptooth and Fast Runner? She was an older, larger swimmer with wrinkled yet sweet eyes. Hello, I'm Elsie. Helped back onto solid ground, Ruby and Chomper flushed, parting as Chomper's parents reached down to pick him up. Within their hold, Chomper gestured toward the gang, Charity and Chance leaning over to nuzzle Ruby. She's a nice girl, son. Good choice. Chance patted Chomper's head. Oh, what a day. My son became a real Sharptooth, and he found a cute little girlfriend. Figures he'd pick her for a future mate, Charity noted. After all, she was the first face he saw when he came into the world. Ruby looked up at the pair.
Are we safe? Safe, are we, Chomper?
Yeah, you all good. You kids must belong to the herd on the far side. Yes, do you know them? I do, and I can take you over there if you'd like.
But Chomper.
It's okay, Ruby. When the land path appears, you and your families will be welcomed here. Chomper took her hands. We'll see each other shortly. After a brief trip to the far beach on the back of Elsie, Ruby gazed back at the mysterious island. The reunion with their families was wonderful, Ruby rushing to hug her parents and siblings. The grown-ups found their own piece of paradise, still interested in checking out the mysterious island. When the land path was visible, the herd enjoyed the delicious, lush greens that grew. Mr. Tops was leery of the Sharpteeth, but Chomper's parents did nothing, interacting as best they could with the other adults. The parents of the gang thanked them for allowing their children to stay, for protecting them. The time did come when they'd return to the Great Valley, and Ruby proposed an idea.
Could Chomper live in the Great Valley? A vicious Sharptooth named Red Claw's trying to harm him.
It was a unanimous yes, Chomper rushing to hug Ruby.
And now we can walk, and now we can run, now we can stay all day in the sun. Just you and me.
Then I can be part of your world. The herd and the pair of Sharpteeth made the migration back to the Great Valley, coming upon the now lush and fully restored land. As all entered with enthusiasm and excitement, Ruby and Chomper took hands and shared a warm smile. They'd been parted for so long, and to finally be together again, it was the greatest gift. Brought together by forces beyond their understanding, fate, destiny, all they knew was that they were together, and they would never be parted, ever again.
Tale as old as time, true as it can be, barely even friends, then somebody bends unexpectedly.
Just a little change, small to say the least, both a little scared, neither one prepared. Beauty and the Beast, ever just the same, ever a surprise, ever as before,
and ever just as sure as the sun will rise. Oh, 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 oh. Ever just the same, ever a surprise, ever as before, ever just as sure as the sun will rise. Oh, oh, oh. Tale as old as time, tune as old as song, better, sweet, and strange, finding you can change, learning you were wrong. Certain as the sun, certain as the sun, rising in the east, tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, beauty and the beast. Tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, beauty and the beast. Oh, 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 oh. Mm-hmm.